And now we have the man himself, Mr. Harish Natarajan, joining us live here on the show. Harish, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. I wanted to ask you, to start with, tell us what exactly was going through your mind going into this highly publicized event. You have done many a debating competition before this.
It went through my mind in that, obviously, my first assumption was that it would be difficult for a machine to beat a human being in debating. But as you said before, the history of man versus machine has often ended up with machines winning. So I was certainly a little bit worried about the idea that the machine would be incredibly strong and very difficult to beat. And it's definitely the most high-pressure debate I've done, certainly with the most world media there. So there was a lot of worry about it beforehand, while at the same time a degree of confidence that I felt that I had the skills to be able to beat it.
All right, then now tell us, where do you go from here? There is not a single human being who has beaten you in a debate. Now, there is not a machine in the world who can beat you at debate.
I've done most of what I can in debating. I think what I'm doing from here onwards is focusing on my professional career, some of it which involves AI, but I work as the head of economic risk for a company called AKE International, based in London and in Singapore. So I think it's focusing a little bit on that for a while, and maybe 2 years down the road, potentially a rematch with the machine.
All right, wait a second, Harish, if I heard that right, you're looking at a rematch with the machine a couple of years down the line?
I think it's worth placing this in context first. So IBM, I think, have to decide whether they're going to spend more effort on building the machine for debating, in that clearly the technology can have a lot of commercial value, and debating is less commercially useful than, for instance, making it incredibly powerful as a way of researching healthcare issues or as a way of researching other kinds of issues. So finance, to look, for instance, at financial research. So it's interesting which direction IBM will take it in. What I think more generally is AI technology moves at such a rapid rate. In a couple of years, there's a huge potential for the machine to be much stronger than it currently is. And I'm sure if that's the case, IBM will want to be testing it again. And I would be very, very happy to test my skills against it at that point.
Wonderful. One last question then before we let you go. You know, Harish, the debate on subsidies is one that's raging on in India, what with elections around the corner and one political party after the other offering one form of subsidy or the other. What exactly is Harish Natarajan's message to Indians on the topic?
On the simplest level, there are many good things you can spend money on, many good things which are beneficial for human well-being, which we would love to subsidize. The reality, though, is that there are real constraints on the ability of the government to do so. There are multiple different things which government should have priorities for. The question is not about subsidies per se, but about specific subsidies. And in the case of preschool education, where it was a live debate in the United States, my view was that this was a politically motivated subsidy primarily for the middle class. So people who were already reasonably well off, and it was going to be a subsidy which harmed economic development and harmed the welfare of individuals in general. And I think that is partly still applicable in this case. So depending what the subsidy is, I think it can be beneficial. In some cases, it will be politically motivated and not a good use of government money.
All right, then. Harish Natarajan, the man of the moment who beat the IBM artificial intelligence system for debating, project debater. Harish, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on Wion.